The angle didn't really favor a shot right there, but he's going for that far post.
Forward. Cemented air. Always pass from the Monter. Here's Jan Gregish. Gregish from range. Well, he did just about enough. Got his body behind it. Corner.
Jan Gregish with acres of space, and look at Kellen Acosta coming in really late.
In front of the Wonderwall. Gregish with the ball in. That's a cross goal. And somehow, some way, Minnesota haven't found the back of the net.
I'm really enjoying that ball, though. That low-driven ball just over the short. And you can see Kevin Molino. Maybe he tries to flick it on goal, but if he doesn't, he flicks it to the back post, and Darwin just can't get on the end of it.
Seems to have an issue off the ball. Not a player to go down easily. Touching the left shin, it seems. Doesn't look at all comfortable. Colin Casey may probably well have some thinking to do.
Yeah, I mean, he just went up for that header at midfield, and it looked like Robin Lowe was just backing up to try to get on the end of it as well. Landed a little bit awkwardly.
Let's hope Kai Kamara is okay. She did seem to land very awkwardly on the left foot. She scored the winner against Minnesota back in June. A 1-0 win for Colorado Rapids. That was ironically prior to Dallas this past weekend. Minnesota's last loss in Major League Soccer. It seems as though several conversations are being had with the medical staff, and also off your screen, 1 or 2 conversations with the coaching staff as well. Jimmy Watson, the simple thing about this, as Nicholas Mosqueda gets himself ready to come on, is that it'll take much more than that to get Kai Kamara off the field.
Yeah, one of the toughest players in the entirety of Major League Soccer, Kai Kamara, is always up for a battle, always up for a challenge. Keep in mind, he's playing center forward, and this collision with Chase Gasper happens about 5 yards on the other side of the midfield track, all the way on the touchline. Every time Clint Irwin goes to take a set piece, he's looking for one person and one person alone, and that's Kai Kamara. So Kai Kamara is a huge focal point in the Colorado Rapids offense and their entire game plan, really. So we'll keep an eye on him to see if he can continue.
Colorado. Acosta. Able to maneuver inside. Rubio. Kamara does return to the field. Molino. Minnesota unable on the edge again.
I will have to say, though, just missing by a tiny little bit, and that's what we talked about in the pregame show. Kevin Molino in that final third can be so dangerous. Any missed pass he had in that game against Portland on that Sunday, that MLS match, came because he's trying to find somebody off the shoulder. He's just missed. Look at that little touch to the outside of the right foot. He doesn't quite get it right, but he's looking for Angelo Rodriguez. And those are the misses now that I think once those start connecting, watch out. A lot more goals from Minnesota United.
Still have an opening here as Quintero plays it in. Rodriguez returning the favour. Now this is Lurch. Colorado have themselves a body in the way. It's a busy spell for Minnesota. 5 games in the next 18 days, 3 of those 5 on the road. Do everything they can to take advantage of this wonderful atmosphere at Allianz Field. Lewis. Goal scoring not been Minnesota's issue this season. Second.
Well, I think a little bit of it is just finishing those opportunities and picking apart this back line as they've continued to do. I love the combination play we're seeing when everybody pushes forward. Kevin Molino, Darwin Quintero, Robin Lod, everybody getting in on the attack. Angelo Rodriguez riding that line really high. I do think Kevin Molino in there with Darwin allows Darwin to stay up much higher, doesn't have to drop inside and play make quite as much. Leave that up to Kevin Molino to clog those areas.
Jimmy, as it stands, the Rapids are very organised at the back.
They are, but right now everything's in front of the back for the Rapids. Nobody's stretching, so all this good soccer is being played in the middle of the park, but nobody's looking to get it behind. They've got to be sharp with that final ball when someone breaks through the back line of Colorado.
Perhaps they can find a way through here. Roman Etienne. Central intervention by Tommy Smith. Offside is the verdict. Angelo Rodriguez perhaps a little too eager.
Really well done on the ball by Jan Gregus. One time he opens up his hips, he finds Roman Etienne on that right-hand side.
It's Kai Kamara. Tussling with Gregus, able to get the better of the Slovakia. Robin Lewis and Chase Gasper with a spring in his step. Angelo Rodriguez. Molino's ball in. Pushed away by Owen. Gasper was loitering. A little bit of penalty. Joe Fisher saw something. He saw enough. And puts to the spot in favour of Minnesota United.
And look, there's going to be a conversation. You can see the Colorado players just swarming the official. And Chase Gasper, credit where credit is due. He started this play by a switch of the field from that left back position, swings it all the way around, and Kevin Molino sees him making this run all the way. Chase Gasper gets a little bit of an extra shove by Abubakar. And penalty at the spot. And actually, it was Wilson, I think, with the extended forearm that a little bit of a shove. But either way, penalty as the official points to the spot.
Jimmy, penalty for you.
So this is the one where I think with referee Joe Dickerson, keep in mind, this is his first game as a VAR. He has to see something that's clear and obvious to tell the head referee, Drew Fisher, in his 116th game that there was a clear and obvious error. Drew Fisher, highly regarded, he was the referee for the MLS All-Star game. A lot of times these decisions have gone since the implementation of video review and the way that the referee sees it on the field initially. That's his gut instinct, because when you look at the video, you are going to see contact. So you can make a case once you see the replay that there is a foul there. Whereas vice versa, if you don't call it initially, is that clearly obviously an error? His gut instinct was called a penalty. There's obviously a conversation happening right now. And as it stands right now, he's backing everybody away. And it looks as if Darwin Quintero is going to get the opportunity to score from the spot in front of the Wonderwall.
We don't say he needs to deliver more. Can he here? No, he can't. Early with the save for 5 for Colorado. And the glorious opening goes beckoning to Minnesota and Darwin Quintero.
I'm not a goalkeeper, but it didn't look like that difficult of a save. Darwin Quintero didn't put a ton of pace on that ball, didn't put it in the corner. And Clint Irwin goes the right way and makes a save. And immediately his teammate Kevin Molino goes over. That was not a good kick. Actually, it was right down the middle, gets it with his foot. Maybe it was his left hand. It's tough to tell. But not a penalty well taken by Darwin Quintero there.
Minnesota United respond and react So a missed penalty, their first ever at Allianz Field. Here is Quintero. I'll go one way or the other. Full of disappointment and dejection. There will be a fire lit underneath him. Rubicar. Stop by Rosenberry. Here's Molino, standing it forward now for Quintero, who is onside here. Can he make amends? Yes, he can! Yes, he can! And the blue-collar boys snatch the lead at Allianz Field in front of a picturesque wonder wall. And girls are chanting for Darwin Quintero, who makes amends after the earlier penalty miss and gives the Loons the lead.
And the composure on the finish by Darwin Quintero. You can see the back line for Colorado Rapids. They stop tracking him to try to pull him in an offside position. Of course, they're going to take a look at it because it's a goal scored, but nonetheless, he tries to ride that back line, and he knows when Irwin is on rushing. He takes a look up. He knows exactly where that keeper is. He puts it in the corner with the inside of the right foot. I guess, I did say he needed to score more than run a play. Maybe he just was saving that penalty kick for the run a play goal, but nonetheless, 39th minute.
And Jamie Watson, a beautifully crafted goal from Minnesota United.
Kevin Molino played the world-class ball over the top to Mason Toy that got the team into the final of the U.S. Open Cup. Last time this team played at Allianz Field, and he picks up right where he left off. Another wonderfully timed goal. Darwin Quintero rides the line, and it's ever so close. It's very, very close. But the timing is inch perfect, and then he gets in that spot where calmly, 180 seconds earlier, he's missed him. A big moment in the game. Finishes that expertly, composes himself, passes into the corner. You talk about a range of emotions. It's incredible to see Darwin Quintero get that goal so quickly. That'll do wonders for his confidence. And Minnesota United gets that response 2 minutes after giving up a missed penalty.
Quick respite for the Rapids who have themselves a free kick. Coming up in just a few minutes on the Element Electronics halftime show, season ticket member get-together recap is coming your way. Highlights and stats from the first half, and we'll hear from that man head coach Adrian Heath. All of that and more coming up in just a few minutes on the Element Electronics halftime show.
And just a quick note, as Chase Gasper made that overlapping run all the way to the end line and then commits a foul, Ozzy Alonso, the captain of this squad, is all the way back at midfield, putting his hands down, just saying to calm down a little bit, just get your composure about you, and even show Chase Gasper the same motion when he got back in the left back position. Just chill out, kind of calm down. Let's get our wits about us. No need to foul there.
Here's Vines to the feet of Lewis. Still seeking a way through. There's one up in here. Lino forward for Rodriguez. Play on, says the ref. It's in air. Now Robin Lurch. Wilson repelling for the time being. Wilson for the quiet intervention. So Jamie Wilson, 42 minutes on the clock. Minnesota United, good value for their lead.
Yeah, I believe they have been the better team this half, and apart from a few set-piece chances, it's really been one-way traffic. Minnesota United feeling the emotion in the stadium, looking to get more right before the half.
Perhaps they can fire ball through Chase Gasper here. Zero Rodriguez. Cleverly done by the forward. Here's Ramon Etienne. Took a deflection and fell kindly into the top of Clinton. Much to the relief of Colorado Rapids.
And it almost ends up an own goal.
Clara scrambling the danger away. Finds tested by Rodriguez. Costa calmly into Wilson. The idea was right from Acosta. And then it forced to the edge. Molino evaded Kai Kamara. Here's Michael Vauxhall. Getting in the way. Another card. Will be brandished down to Kellen Acosta. Jimmy Wilson.
There was a cynical foul probably about 2 minutes ago. The ball just hadn't gone out yet, and then Kellen Acosta took out the legs of Kevin Molino from behind, and it just was that long ago that we almost forgot about it. But referee Drew Fish did a great job waiting until the ball went out, then gave the caution to Kellen Acosta for the foul on Molino.
Opara. I've been told there's going to be 3 minutes of added time. Rodriguez chases down. Boubacar arrives in the nick of time for Colorado.
A lot of yelling going on right now for Colorado Rapids at each other. You can see Smith and Irwin communicating and yelling because Boubacar is having to track back onto Rodriguez. Irwin looked like he was going to come off his line, then he was in a bit of no man's land. You can tell this back line is flustered right now for the Colorado Rapids because of this movement from the Minnesota offense.
Compilation after 3 minutes. Andrejic. The scars go up in Minnesota. Downwards, Smith scrambling away. Jasper wins it. Otara picks it up. And now it's into the path of Kevin Molino. Really good intervention. Several Rapids players threw their bodies in front of the ball. Kellen Acosta with the last touch. And now Manone comes a long way. Quintero. Is there more up the sleeves of the home side for the half-time interval? Jan Gregish. Gregish! He was desperate for a second goal in Major League Soccer.
You can see that look on his face right now, the smile as well. He's not afraid to take it with that left.
Palmer conceding a free kick, much to his dismay. Seem to have weathered the Silky storm so far. They keep the Rapids at bay here on the stroke of half-time. Costa, high hanging ball to the back post. The flag raised on the far side. Free kick goes in favour of Minnesota. At the other end, Kendra Molino came oh so close.
Well, once again, Minnesota United on the front foot on these opportunities, and Kellen Acosta finds himself back in a position to make a defensive play. And you can see Kevin Molino with the crafty footwork inside the box, and Acosta gets in front of it just in the nick of time to block that one. There aren't many more players that are fun to watch when they are feeling it and confident in their abilities than Kevin Molino. He is so good and so creative on the ball.
He and his attacking counterparts perhaps have another sniff at goal before half-time here. Free kick given to the Loons. Robin Bird, stood by Abubakar. Boxall quick. Then we have the half-time whistle. Minnesota United gritted their teeth, huffed and puffed, and eventually found a way through after Quintero missed a penalty. He soon made amends just minutes later. The angle favoured his right foot. He got the better of Clint Irwin and gave Minnesota United a one-goal lead in front of the Wonderwall. At half-time here at Allianz Field, Minnesota United lead Colorado Rapids by a goal to nil. And stay with us, there's 20 more coming your way on the Element Electronics half-time show. If we can hear from the head coach, Adrian Heath, we can. He's downstairs with Jamie Watson in our Great Clips sideline interview.
Adrian, your thoughts on the first half?
I thought there was a lot of good stuff. I can't remember Vito really having anything to do. I thought we've got to just crispen this little block of 15, 20 metres outside the 18-yard box. I think we've got to be a little bit crisper with our playing there. If we get good combination play and then run forward, don't keep playing in front of their back four, I think there'll be more chances for us.
Thanks a lot for your time, Adrian. Cal?
And Kendra, this is what you were insinuating at half-time as well, with the likes of Kevin Molino and Robin Lurd continuing to do what they do. They press the Rapids line back, leaving a ton of space for Darwin Quintero.
But I think that's so important, and it's just the playmaking ability also of Robin Lurd and Kevin Molino. Kevin Molino being able to really tuck more inside as that 10, and Darwin Quintero has the freedom then to push forward and ride high with Angelo Rodriguez. Then they can combine. I think it just creates a lot more offense when he's on the pitch.
So here we go again. With Minnesota United on the brink of history. Victory would see them up to second in the Western Conference and 12 victories in a single season in Major League Soccer. Never before have the club reached that number since coming into Major League Soccer. The Rapids, rejuvenated and boisterous, would love to claim a second victory here of all places. Lewis with the ball into the far side, easily gathered by Vito Manone. It's looking to cause an early storm in front of the Wonder Wall. Nicholson, delightful ball in. Touched off at the top of Boxall's head, behind for the corner. Positive start from Colorado, Kendra.
It is, and I think this is a message from Adrian Heath always to his club. At halftime, you've got to come out with some sense of urgency on the front foot to start the second half. You can't rest on your laurels, and it looks a little bit like a slow start at Toro at midfield, and then Nicholson gets a nice little cross in and ends up with a corner kick.
Thanks for the last set of Vito Manone and Co. The out of options for the Rapids. The near post is the target, and Rodriguez clears away. Throws back into the danger zone. Repelled by Chase Gasper. Nicholson. Robin Lurd challenging and winning the ball back. And Quintero puts it through now for Angelo Rodriguez. Big opening here for the Loons. Rodriguez! In the end, the Loons unable.
Well, for a second there, I thought Angelo was just going to take it himself, add some pace, add some speed, but instead he kind of slows down a little bit to allow some runners to support. Kevin Molino makes the overlapping run on that right-hand side, and then it opens up the defense for him. But look at that ball, thread the needle from Darwin Quintero, splitting 2 or 3 players. Right there, Angelo had a chance to take that shot. He waits, he slows down,
Rodriguez has 9 goals in 34 MLS career appearances since joining over a year ago. Set of Mason Tory now suspended for 2 games in Major League Soccer. Waiting in the wings is Abu Dunladi. I'm sure we'll see the former #1 pick at some stage later today. We'll see Masani Dotson as well. Meantime, Robin Lurch. Amelino. Angle bowling. Rodriguez! Could and really should have put Minnesota 2-0 up.
When he tries to lower his body to get his head on it in a position that when he flicks that on, it's going to stay on frame. Instead, just doesn't get it. Just doesn't get exactly what he needs on it. Did he have time to maybe take it with his chest and then a floater just to volley? I don't mind the header idea, but he just doesn't keep it on frame. But what a ball from Kevin Molino. He knows exactly where he's going before that ball even gets on his foot. I think he maybe could have taken another touch on Flo. I mean, the defender wasn't even close to him. Not as close as I thought he was in real time. Always easier to say up here.
Here is Molino. Seems to be enjoying his football once again. Wilson in midfield finds Rubio. Chilean trots forward and Michael Boxall gets the better of Kai Kamara. Quintero, the lone goal scorer for those of you joining us late. Wilson. Rubio, 3 goals in 3 for him. Now Lewis. The intervention was needed. It came from that man, Roman Metanea.
Seems like we say that a lot. Roma Metanea always coming up with those timely slide tackles. Usually keeps the ball on his foot and then goes the other way.
Kellen Acosta. 125th MLS star. Angles the ball in. Rising across was a Boubacar. And in the end, Minnesota scrambled the danger away. Katara, not too pleased at all. More defence for him to do here. Kamara at the near post is cleared away by Rodriguez. And picked up now by Darwin Quintero. Robin Lurch. Comes in here. Lonzo. There's Otara. Molino. Slipping forwards to chase Casper of all people. And all he needed was a touch.
And the flag goes up in the end. I think if Glenn Irwin hadn't gotten that ball, the flag would have gone up. But Chase Gasper, you think they know something's on there? I mean, how many times has Kevin Molino looked for Chase Gasper on that overlapping one run when Robin Lod tucks inside?
A glorious through ball from Acosta. Lewis. And now Kai Kamara. Rubio asking a question. Lewis has an issue. Now this is Sam Nicholson twisting and turning. High hanging ball with feet of an early ball player. Really big chance for Colorado Rapids. And on the other end now, Jamie Watson. Minnesota United came also close.
They did, but if it wasn't for the save by Iko Parra off the goal line, it's incredible defending to one, not even turn it into your own goal, but to keep Diego Rubio from scoring. Then they go the other way, the opportunity with Chase Gasper. It's end-to-end action here. Within that play just a moment ago, as the ball was crossed in.
Bora, galera. Curta aí, deixa o like.
at an inopportune time for the Colorado Rapids.
Deixa o
Makes
like,
me think
câmera,
that
tá
he's really in
jogando.
some distress here as the Colorado Rapids training staff comes on. A big opportunity, some really good stand-up defending, not diving into the box. Sammy Nicholson, very quick, good change of pace. He dumps the shoulder down, goes the other way, tries to cut it back across, and some really good defending in the moment, in the end, from Minnesota United. But it all doesn't happen if Ike Opara isn't alert to start it all off.
Connie Casey, I'm sure, will be pleased with the start to the second half for his Colorado Rapids side. Opara has been a busy boy in the opening stages of it. As we've insinuated earlier on, this is how things would look should it stay like this. Let's remember, of course, the Sounders do go to Real Salt Lake later on this evening. It looks good again for Minnesota United. Adrian Heath has done a fabulous job turning things around this season.
Well, I think Minnesota United and this entire club and this staff can be really proud of the way this roster has continued to progress and the way they've just continued to gel. They've taken a hold of Allianz Field, this coaching staff, this sporting staff, and I think Thomas Chacon coming in as well. Interesting to see what that 18-year-old spark brings. Minnesota sitting in the second spot in the Western Conference as we speak.
So, in the freedom of Allianz Field, Gasper, Smith on hand, but the free kick awarded. And perhaps another opening for the home side.
That's just well done by the official there. I mean, the simple nature of just playing on with the foul, but then the second Minnesota loses possession, calling the foul back, and Jan Gregic has an opportunity to put this
Se
set piece
inscreva no
in.
canal,
Over
deixa
the
o
top of
like
the back
aí,
post,
se
like
inscreve.
Boxel and like Opara.
Ative o sininho para continuar assistindo o jogo. Você que está assistindo, deixa o like no canal, se inscreve e ativa o sininho para continuar assistindo o jogo.
No Minnesota recipients. To claim a shutout this season. Forward to Alonso and Seaman for MLS Cabina, launching forwards. Pinging over to the far side. Gasper read it all the way. Good intervention by Rosenberg. Smith. Costa. Kamara. The Rapids force away through. Vital challenge from Gasper. Rubio was loitering on the edge. And now Robin Lurd brings it forward. Guided pass from Gasper. Minnesota resume. Darwin Quintero. Quintero angled in. Rodriguez. Able to pick out Lurd. Now this is Jan Gregic. Wild swipe. Behind for a goal kick. We'll be there as your Lurs face off against Orlando City at Allianz Field on Saturday, August 17th at 7 p.m. Presented by Alida Health. Visit mnufc.com for more information. Should be intriguing tie. Adrian Heath, Molino and Joe going up against their former employer. Who's towing into the path of Darwin Quintero. Molino. Quintero getting his feet all wrong. Was that another challenge from Tommy Smith? He's not the most popular figure in these parts. Celebrating a little too aggressively last season in front of the Minnesota fans when the Rapids won here 1-0. Nicholson. Good run and a good ball in. Palmer getting the better of Kamara this time. And now Gregic. Alonso. Quintero screaming for the ball on the far side. Eventually he receives it. And here come the Loons again. Molino, a Vuma target takes it. Vines preventing the corner.
I do remember Adrian Heath saying that the difference with Kevin Molino, he very much so was a pass-first mentality when he plays in that playmaker role. And you can see right there, he's even right inside the edge of the box. I think Adrian Heath would prefer that he's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more selfish on occasion in those situations, in that type of space. Take that shot yourself. He's always looking for the pass first. He was looking for Angelo on that far post.
Deixa o like aí no canal, ativa o sininho e se inscreve aí no canal, galera. Porque vai ter transmissão aí do jogo da Sul-Americana, como Corinthians e Fluminense. Então deixa o like aí e ativa o sininho. Deixa o like aí, galera, no canal, ok? Para ajudar aí, ativa o sininho. Se inscreve aí e já tá ajudando o canal, valeu? Galera, se inscreve aí no canal, deixa o like e ativa o sininho, porque vai ter outros jogos como Corinthians e Fluminense, a semifinal pela Copa Sul-Americana.
Space for Alonso and now Gregish. Took a run of some sorts. Robin Lert. Former Panathinaikos man on the ball, surveying again for Minnesota United. Gregish pings it up wide. The deal was right, the delivery quite what he would have wanted. Gorgeous delivery from Wilson. The challenge of Casper. With Heath on the edge of the technical area. Completely perplexed as to why Chase Gasper has gone into the referee's brush.
Well, Chase Gasper has already had a talking to in the first half with the official. I think on a previous foul on the end line, goes in the book. Sam Nicholson has kept Chase Gasper busy. Clearly a late tackle, goes in a little bit towards the knees. Nicholson gets there first.
Another set piece for Gasper and Co to deal with. Good ball in and away by Rodriguez. And now this is Rosenberry into the wonder ball. The Rapids have been restricted so far. Those fans have played their part. Delicate ball over the top now for Angelo Rodriguez. Stuffed away by Abubakar. He'll have us to remember. Quintero. Abubakar tidying up. Here's Gregish. It's the half a yard he needs. Costa read it all the way. Chase Gasper retreating for Minnesota.
It's just such a good defensive play by Gasper because he knows if he goes back the other way, he's going to go right into Kai Kamar. His option is to go in strong, go in hard, and play it back to his keeper into safety.
Here come Colorado Vines. Lewis. There go Rubio. They're able to find the space he needed. Quintero forward for Robin Lert. Given away, and the Rapids now will look to take advantage. Rubio. Ball clipped forwards. Spur will win it mid-flight. Here's Rosenberry. Costa slamming out wide. Jonathan Lewis slashes towards goal and straight into the grasp of Vito Benone.
I do think the pace is slow just a little bit too much for Minnesota United for my liking. You can tell this game has come to a little bit of a slow pace, and I think that favors the Colorado Rapids as they try to go forward and get on the attack and possess. Minnesota's got to find a way to keep the pace and keep the ball movement with the runs off the ball. Keep possession, first of all.
Does seem slightly lethargic in midfield, Jamie Watson.
That's by my count 5 now. In the last 5 minutes, Minnesota United has just cheaply turned the ball over. Colorado's building momentum, and Minnesota United are gifting it.
Lewis. Kevin Acosta, cleverly down the line. Lewis with the ball in. And a corner is the Rapids reward.
I do think to a certain degree, too, Colorado is starting to sense that. It's like blood in the water. They're sensing that Minnesota United is turning the ball over. The pace is slowing down, and you can see them getting on the front foot, feeling more confident in their attack, taking some shots, taking some chances. And now another corner kick.
Costa, one-footed delivery, and now they got a piece of it, and Sam Nicholson.
So much traffic in front of Vito Benone when he has to come out and punch that ball. You can see the bodies inside the 6-yard box as Vito has to come out and get one arm to it just enough to punch out in front. And then Nicholson, low-driven ball through 2 or 3 players. Look at Abubakar. He cannot believe that he wasn't able to get on the end of that one to put that one in.
Could have gone just about anywhere, couldn't it? Still to sling with the Abubakar, and the Rapids have themselves a free kick. Quintero is pleased with the Ghanaian.